What up, guys? Chris here, real quick to talk about last night's UFC on Fox 4 post event. Sorry I didn't do a video last night. I don't know. I don't even have a reason. I don't have any good excuse. But, anyways, I'm just going to keep it brief because I'm going to be talking about this event and UFC 150 on the upcoming Science Minds radio show in less than an hour's time from when I'm shooting this video. I don't know when you're going to see it. But, anyways, yeah, last night's event was great. The undercard, I don't really want to talk about too much, except for the Cole Miller Nam Fan fight was really good. And when I was watching, I'm thinking, when it was over, I was like, damn, that was a close fight. Could have been a draw, but I'm cool with Nam Fan getting a decision. But I was like, it's going to be tough to beat that for fight of the night. Little did I know that not only one, but two fights afterwards would be better. I think you could give fight of the night over that. Anyways, Mike Swick to Marcus Johnson started off fast, quick, I guess you would say. Swick got in there, looked comfortable. Then that right hand on DeMarcus right away looked like he was going to hurt him. Or it looked like he might be able to get him out early. Wasn't able to, but then at the end of the round, towards the latter half of the round, I guess DeMarcus got him down and was really kicking Mike Swick's ass on top, and it's like, ooh, this might get stopped in the first round. But Swick was able to survive, and lo and behold, in the second round, puts DeMarcus down with that catch on his leg, taking him down, and pretty much one-punch KO. I know he landed two more shots, but Swick, Johnson was pretty much after that first punch, so successful return for Mike Swick. Gets it done in impressive fashion and gets KO of the night. Joe Lauzon, Jamie Varner, which did win fight of the night. Just a hell of a fight, a lot more back and forth than I anticipated. To no surprise, Varner was better with the boxing, but Lauzon, to his credit, did not gas out as the past this fight wore on. He kept pushing the pace, which wore Varner down. Varner was throwing a lot of power shots, was landing quite a few, although Joe did a good job of blocking a lot of those as well. But both throwing and landing those really took it out of Varner, along with the pace that Lauzon was pushing on. Varner was backpedaling a lot, if you noticed, throughout the fight, because Lauzon just kept coming forward. The second round, when Lauzon got his back, I'm like, oh, it's over. But credit to Varner once again. He was able to survive that and actually got on top towards the very latter closing of the round. Third round, Varner still landed some good shots, but they went for that takedown, which was his demise. Lauzon was able to sweep, latch on that triangle, and Varner, he held on as long as he could, but ended up tapping out, and Lauzon gets a submission win in a great fight. Lyoto Machida, Ryan Bader, I put on Twitter, I hope this fight doesn't slow down the pace or the momentum of this card, and it did early on, first round, Not a surprise, though. Bader just really couldn't get anything going against Machida as expected, and Machida was content to play his, counter-punching game. Successfully, though, he did land some kicks to the body. I guess second round, Bader just got frustrated and got tired of waiting for Machida to come in, which wasn't going to happen. Rushed in and got clocked with a right hand that dropped him on his ass, and while he was on his way down, Machida landed him with one more that put his lights out, and a final one when he's already on the ground. Somewhat similar, at least the final two punches, to the Swick-Johnson fight, but either way, Machida wins in impressive fashion, and as he said, the dragon is back. And it looks like, at the moment, he will get the title shot at the winner of John Jones versus Dan Anderson, which I'm cool with. Main event of the night, Mauricio Shogun against Brandon Vera. Wow. A lot better fight than I expected. Brandon talked about bringing it, and he did. He really brought the fight. Early on, I actually thought Shogun was going to win early. Finished it early. He rocked Vera with some shots. That's one thing about Vera, light heavyweight, I forgot to mention before this fight. He doesn't seem to take a punch as well. I don't know. Being at the lighter weight, sometimes when guys drop down in weight, they can't take a punch as solidly. So that may be the case here. Although, it's not like he didn't take a lot of punches in this fight and held up to or stood up to a lot of them. But Shogun was wrecking him early with some punches, but Vera was doing very good as well. Throwing some nice kicks, really working Shogun's legs and body, mixing in that Muay Thai clinch. It was just a really good back and forth fight for the majority of the fight. I was surprised to see in the second round how early Shogun was tired. I'm like, how is Shogun gassed already? It reminded me somewhat of the Henderson fight. I believe he was gassed early on in that fight and other fights of Shogun's in the past. He just seems to get gassed early. When you look at the shape he comes in at, sometimes you're like, he doesn't look to be on that good a shape. I was thinking that when this fight started, but I didn't think it'd be a problem. But ultimately it wasn't. But I was just surprised how early he was tired. Now, Vera said after the fight, that's because I was taking him to him, which is true to a degree, but I just think Shogun just wasn't in great condition for whatever reason. But yeah, second round, Shogun was doing well, but the fact that he was tiring, it almost felt like he was fighting on borrowed time. It was like, dude, Vera's starting to take it to him. Shogun's gassing out. Shogun needs to get this done. Kind of clinching a bit against the cage, looking for takedowns. Wasn't having that much success with them. Third round, more the same. A lot of good action. When they weren't clinched up, there was a lot of good action. A lot of good strikes, both men landing. I guess what stood out to me in the third round was, even though Shogun was tired, it seemed whenever he would land a punch, it would hurt Vera. But he couldn't follow up. He was so tired, he would only throw like one or two at a time. He wouldn't really follow up with consistent attacks. Whereas Vera, he was able to land more combinations, but even when it looked like he hurt Shogun, Shogun was able to like corral him, because it did look on a couple occasions that Vera did hurt Shogun, but Shogun was able to clinch up and survive those spots. Fourth round, Vera, was doing all right, but Shogun was able to catch him with the right hand, and somehow, I don't know if it was adrenaline, I don't know if it was a second wind, I don't know what it was, but Shogun was able to see that Vera was hurt, and for once was able to muster up more than one shot, landed quite a few shots. Really, Vera went to put his mouthpiece back in, and Shogun just clocked him with a huge right hand that sent Vera down, and Shogun finished him up there on the ground. Just a great finish to an exhilarating fight, and just an awesome event overall, man. I mean, just from start to finish, that Fox card was as good as it could have gone, in my opinion. I mean, it was just good shit overall. I mean, no denying, in my opinion. As a fan, I couldn't believe how excited I was watching it throughout, but I was hyped. One of your thoughts on the event overall? Did you enjoy it as much as I did? Fights in particular, what stood out to you? Performances? What do you think about Machida getting the next shot against the winner of Jones-Henderson? Where do you think Shogun goes from here? What do you think's next for him? And just any overall general thoughts on the card. Like I said, I'll be talking about this event as well as UFC 150 on Science Minds Radio Show coming up shortly. So if you catch this video before then, you can check it out live, or you can always check it out on podcast or on demand. Links to that and everything else Science Minds related in the information about the video as always. Till next time, UFC 150 predictions most likely